flower. But if he's small Mario, then there's going to be lots of really, really precise jumps to avoid the piranha plants. And here we go. We'll find out in 1-3 which version he's going to play, Fire Flower or not.
Yeah, that's the one thing about these games, because if you get hit, you have to be mindful of knowing every single like power up is, so you can recover, get back to your fire state.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's been one of the things that's always scared me about learning a game with fire stress. Like, I just rather play it dangerous and stay little for some reason.
Yeah, I really like playing small Mario. You'll notice he took the first thing, he took the pipe in 1-1, because that's a few seconds faster than just running through the rest of the... Oh, it looks like we are probably going to go Fire Flower strats, and he's getting the mushroom in 1-2.
Oh, he's just skipping over 1-2 as well.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the strat I use right there. Yeah. Watch
Marathon safety, baby.
Yes.
Right on.
Oh, Mario 1, so good.
Get a 3 if he doesn't slow down. Yep. Okay, so he went to the bottom of the flagpole right there and waited a little bit so he wouldn't get a 3 on the clock. Because if you get a 1, a 3, or a 6, then you'll get 1, 3, or 6 fireworks after the timer counts down, and that's slow.
Hey, why we have a second, not that it hasn't been publicized many places throughout this year, but could you explain the frame rule in Mario Brothers 1?
Yeah, I sure can. Basically, this game only loads the next level every 21 frames, or about a third of a second apart. And so it's not consistent. It's not like every level you have like 21 frames to spare before you lose the 21 frame rule. But basically, you can really only save time in those 21 frame increments in this game. If you ever watch speedrunners and they have their splits up, if they make a mistake, you'll probably see on the splits it will say, plus 0.3 or plus 0.7. It's always in those increments because that's just the way the game was designed. And so a lot of the strats in this game are just doing very specific things to save enough frames just to get that frame rule. And then there's instances where it's like, oh, I lost a couple frames there, but I still got the frame rule, so I actually didn't lose any time. And it just makes the run really interesting because there's times where you can lose frames and it doesn't matter, and there's times where you can't lose a single frame, otherwise you'll lose 21.
Yeah, I always found that very interesting about SMB 1 running and honestly the competition that's been going on to get that run so optimized and efficient.
Yeah, there's the recent addition to the warps run of the flagpole glitch, which saves 21 frames, and it's like this ridiculously precise trick that wasn't even thought to be ever console viable until just a few months ago. And with that, now the warps run has gone down 2 frame rules, potentially 3 if we get another flagpole glitch in there. Yeah, looks like Kaku's doing pretty well here. He's gonna try and shoot the fish out of his way with the fireball, and hopefully he can keep this fire flower for the whole run. One important bit of information: a lot of times when people see this game for the first time, they're like, why aren't they hitting the flagpole at the bottom? It should be faster to hit it at the bottom instead of the top, right? And actually, no matter where you hit the flag, it's going to have to come all the way down before Mario jumps off of it. But there is that moment when he jumps off the flagpole to walk to the castle, and if you grab the top of the flagpole, which he will probably do at the end of this level, you can see when Mario jumps off the pole, he won't touch the brown block at the bottom of the pole. Right here, he's going to jump off, and it's actually faster for him to jump off without having to land on that brown block and then walk off of it and then continue walking. So it's a little bit faster to grab the top of the flagpole on each level.
There's so I feel like this game, maybe more so than any other game, because of its popularity and its age, has more little time saves possibly, such as skipping the axe right there, than nearly any other.
Yeah, that's especially with the frame rule and everything. You're like analyzing just how many frames are possible to save in each level.
Cosmic, how long have you been running SMB1?
I started at the beginning of 2012, and I just started because of Speedruns Live. I saw a race on there and joined it one day, and then was like, I feel like I could do a little better, and I just kept racing. And that's pretty much how I got started speedrunning, but eventually I just got better and better, and then one day I saw the warpless record on Speed Demo's archive, and so I tried to beat it, and after a little while I did, and then Hodarubu, who I mentioned earlier, was the one that came along with the fire flower and stole it from me. He's gonna be in the next race. I'm excited to watch that.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And there's a do you guys have a lot of contact with the Japanese SMB runners?
Not really at all. Maybe there's potential for that. I just never have communicated with them that much. I think they have their own leaderboard somewhere. Should have to try and find that, and then hopefully we could add their times onto the leaderboards, because like I said, Kaku, I hadn't heard of him before, but he's doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those videos, I know when I first heard about Mario Speedrun, a lot of those videos were on Nico. It was kind of hard to really find too much besides his Hodarubu's record on STA site and things like that. So, because it was always, oh man, that's unfortunate.
Ooh.
This is probably one of the first levels. Well, the fish in 2-2 a little bit, but this is probably one of the first levels where the randomness really can get you. Like some enemies, just Goombas walking along the ground, there's not really any randomness to them, but things like the Podoboos, the fireballs that jump up right there, the heights they jump at are random, so they can get in your way if you're not careful.
Oh wow, I did not realize that the heights were random in SMB1.
They're actually based on what frame rule you're on, like I said earlier. So if you play perfectly, then you can know where they're going to be at, or if I've lost 2 frame rules in this run, I know the fireballs are going to be here. Then that's a really interesting aspect of speedrunning this game. But where this is a marathon run, he's probably not at a point where he's like, oh, I know exactly what frame rule I'm on.
What would you say is the hardest aspect of running SMB1?
I would say it's just pretty unforgiving. Like, if you're just a pixel off somewhere, you can lose so much time. And so to get a full run, up to your standards, it's really hard to... you almost have to have, a run where you don't make any mistakes, because you just lose so much time if you do.
Where people are trying to find our runner's time here, our runner's PB, to see where we're at.
The leaderboard.
I see them in the chat. We're searching for it. We're trying to get a confirmation on what his PB is.
Yeah, looks like it's hard to find. And this Bowser in this level, like I said, he wants to hit Bowser with several fireballs to kill him quickly, and he'll try and shoot the fireballs so that they hit Bowser right as he loads, but there's all these fireballs and stuff in here that can get in the way of your fireballs, and those are completely random. You can see he got hit because there's just so much going on in the end of 4-4. That's a really hard Bowser to fight and kill with the fireballs. There's just so much going on, and you're big Mario, hard to avoid everything. But that is one big upside to using the fire flowers. Even if you do get hit by something, you can just keep going. You don't die and go back to the start of the level.
Yeah, much safer here in the marathon. Getting a little fireball or a fireworks there for us. I'm assuming he did that for the crowd, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I know. I remember at AGD, last SGDQ is on 4th of July, and they were intentionally getting fireworks.
Yeah.
Gonna grab a fire flower here. That was a nice slide under to grab that.
Again, avoiding the 3 fireworks though.
Mm-hmm. Hey, this level, there's random bullet bill locations, so he's got to be really careful. And actually, he's probably gonna kill this Goomba. Oh shoot, one got right in his way.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you see so he waited, he missed the Goomba, so he waited for it to fall off the cliff, because that second platform that he actually jumped across to get across that gap, it doesn't
Ooh.
load if you don't kill the Goomba right there. There's just too many sprites on the screen, and it despawns that platform.
Oh wow.
Good old Mario 1. And,
Yeah.
these spawns are not fun.
I'll tell you what, it got a little hairy there, and it seemed like he ad-libbed the last part of that level.
Ooh, jump over it. Nice, he made it. This level was that last fire bar that you saw he had to jump over. That's if you're going for like the warpless record in this game, that fire bar is key. You have to arrive at this level. Oh man,
Ooh.
he's getting
Ooh.
awful luck. Everything's getting right in his way.
Yeah, I was about to say that level did not set up any worse. Like, could not have set up any worse.
No, that's, I guess, what you would expect as marathon luck. That was about as bad as it can get. Yeah, he played really nicely that time. Good on him.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from a death when you're in a marathon. I think that's always an underrated thing about a marathon run is everything you're doing is different. The TV you're looking at, the chair you're sitting in is different. And these speedruns are very choreographed. You know, we're creatures of pattern, speedrunners are. So anytime you take a death, usually you have a high potential to take another one, in my opinion. And so that was very efficient to get back there.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times when you're doing... Yeah, that makes such a big difference, because when you're doing runs at home, you're just trying to get a PB, and maybe like most levels are just like, you don't even think about them. There's just a couple levels that trip you up usually. But here, like every single level, you could just be slightly off, get a little nervous, and then make a mistake potentially anywhere.
I know 6-2 is one of those levels that navigating through 6-2 just seems impossible to me sometimes. It's just piranhas everywhere.
The developers went crazy with the piranha plants on this level. That fireball definitely should have killed the piranha plant there, but they actually didn't make the hitboxes very well in this game. And the
Oh, really now?
yeah, it's crazy. The piranha plant's hitbox is like this tiny little, I swear it's like 4 pixels big at the very bottom of the piranha plant. And you can see people like just jump right over them, and it looks like they touch their teeth, but they don't touch the hitbox. And it actually, like, that's a good thing that you can normally just jump over them, but it actually, you know, kind of did him in right there because the fireball went right through it.
Seems like he's sticking with small Mario now.
Yeah, there's yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he grabs the mushroom in 6-4. It's really so hard to keep Fire Flower. I have always done small Mario runs. I've never... Oh man, just a little bit too quickly on that fireball.
Oh, at the beginning of 6-4, that's rough. It's so much. You got 3 fire bars.
Yeah.
Losing. Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
It's just making it through a whole warpless run without getting hit by anything. Oh man. Like I said, when I was going for the record way back when, the run that I got it on was the first run I ever finished without dying. It's like, it just is so hard.
What would you deem the hardest level in this particular run?
So if you don't have Fire Flower, I would say 6-2 because, there's all those Piranha Plants, so you can't kill them with fireballs. With Fire Flower, probably 6-4, the one that he just played, because there's so many fire bars and fireballs.
And he handled it. Outside of that one little mess up, he handled it well.
Hammer Bros. We haven't seen too many of them yet, but they are a nightmare, especially starting here. See, right here, those two, they can be up on the bricks, they can be on the bottom, and they can just get right in your way, and it's completely risky to not slow down.
Gonna re-up on his fire right now. Probably a smart decision.
He'll have fire to get some of these fish out of his way in 7-2. There's actually a little trick you can do. You can swim while ducking if you just duck and then start swimming. And then, the top half of Mario won't be able to take damage, but you can't shoot fireballs while you're doing that, so it's a trade-off.
I'm trying to get a look at the controller he's using. I think he's playing. Is this the Virtual Console version?
Oh yeah, it must be. I didn't notice that before.
It looks like he's using a Wii U Pro controller.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting. The Wii U or the Wii Virtual Console. I don't know exactly about the Wii U, but it's probably the same.
Yeah.
The Virtual Console version actually runs just slightly slower than the NES version. In Warpless, it's probably 3 seconds slower, just because the frame rate is just a little bit slower.
I have to wonder if that's just his preferred version, or.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the reason, yeah. It looks like a dog bone. the Wii U controllers do look like that. No, they're saying it's not a Wii U controller in there. And maybe it's not. Maybe I'm completely wrong here. It looks like it, though.
Like a black dog bone.
Is there any other differences with the Japanese version of SMB versus the American version?
There's not. There is the Famicom Disk System version of the game, though, which is it's an attachment to the Famicom, which plays floppy disk type games.
Mm-hmm.
And that version has a different minus world. If you've ever heard of, world -1, it's you get to it by clipping through a wall in 1-2. It's a pretty famous glitch. But on the Famicom Disk System version, the memory is stored differently in that version, so the minus world is actually different. And that's the only differences in any of the versions of this game that I'm aware of. Oh yeah, that makes sense. There's on the original Famicom, the controllers are connected to the console, but there's a place where you can plug in controllers. So his controller is maybe some type of controller that you can plug into there.
Oh. Yeah, it's definitely not like a controller I've ever seen. That's for sure. Trying to get to the bottom of this for the viewers.
Yeah, I want to know what that is. I've never seen it. What is the record? It's 1904 by Darbian. And that was just a month or two ago. And before then, it was held by Blubbler, or his Twitch name's I_O_L. And he was actually the first person to get 457 in warps, and then he went and got the warpless record. And there was always a lot of potential to save in warpless. No one had really gotten a super clean run, at least not compared to warps where it was super optimized. And Blubbler, I would say, is the first person to get a really amazing warpless time. He got 1905, and Darbian barely beat him out with the 1904. And the difference between the runs is basically just that when Blubbler jumped over the very last Bowser, he got hit and lost the time that it takes to get hit. That's mostly the only difference.
Oh wow!
Aside from a couple other things, small things.
Yeah, I'd have to say Super Mario Brothers 1 has kind of been has been the source of a lot of excitement here in the speedrun community this year. And a lot of that has been between you and Darby and Cosmic for the warpless or for the warp world record, the 90% world record. And it's been super fun to watch just as a fan. So thank you for that,
Yeah, I love it. We also he got wall jump. Way to go.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Nice.
Way to go. There's basically, like, if you jump at the pixel between two blocks in this game, then Mario will basically stand on the wall, on the block that's in the wall for 1 frame. So it's like 1 pixel, 1 frame that you have to jump off of it. So that's awesome that he was able to do that. But yeah, Sockfolder was the one that found the flagpole glitch setup and made that viable. So we also have him to thank for a lot of the excitement. Takes a hit to that fireball, but it lets him go right through the last Bowser, and that awesome run. Way to go.
That was good. Yeah, again, that was our runner Kaku. And you can find him at twitch.tv/Kaku52. So he is here on Twitch. So definitely check him out. Again, give all these Japanese runners some love. That was Super Mario Brothers Warpless. GG right there. That was a really solid run. He really only had 2 slip-ups in the run. 2 deaths, and outside of that, it was very efficient. Got the wall jump at the end. Definitely knows what he's doing in there.
Yeah, that was solid.
Yeah. Again, that's Cosmic here on the mic, along with Big John in the background. Cosmic, are you sticking around for this Lost Levels run?
I can if you want me to. I could let Big John mainly take over, and I could take his place, just chiming in every now and then if you want.
Hey, if that's cool with you guys, I don't think anyone is going to be mad at your expertise here with the SMB one.
Dude, the more Mario players, the better, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on.
Again,
I'm not going anywhere. I'm standing watching this thing.
Yeah, who isn't? Exactly. Again, coming up right now, we got SMB, the Lost Levels, or as they call it in Japan, Super Mario Brothers 2.